everyone, it's Gretchen. I'm back with another process video. I've officially moved into my summer journal, so I'm using the crepe paper poolside collection for this layout. I've got the 6x6 paper pad, I've got a sticker sheet, and the ephemera pack. I'm trying to limit myself to these materials for today because it's Sunday and I want to get this journaled, but I don't want to be digging through piles and piles of scrapbooking stuff, so we'll go with this. I want to start by making a watercolor background with my Peerless watercolors to anchor the papers and kind of blend in there. Plus, it's a pool theme, so watercolor kind of works. I've got my big wash brush. I think I started with my small one, but that one wasn't working very well, so big wash brush, adding some water to the paper, grabbing some Peerless watercolor and pushing that around the page a little bit. I really, really love these Peerless watercolors. They are super vibrant, they dry really quick, and my paper takes them really well. So I've got this blue, matches the blue of the papers. Just adding a little bit here and there. And then I've also got yellow in my papers, so I'm going to add a little bit of the yellow in spots. This watercolor brush is running out of water. It doesn't like me today. So just adding some yellow here and there. And then I've got my white out. I added the yellow, but I think it's a little too much, so we're going to add a little white out and push it back. I really like the white out. I've explained before. It dries really fast. It works the same as gesso. And I always have this little bottle in my drawer. I can push the yellow back, blend everything in. Now I'm going to get my papers prepped, get them all trimmed up and round the corners. And then I figure out that I need to trim the bottom of this journaling card from Me and My Big Ideas. And I didn't trim the papers exactly the same size, so gotta go back, take a little bit more off, check it, it's good, round the corner again, then move on. These papers are going to be the anchor for my pictures, so trying to get them set up in a way that's interesting to me. I think my paper's dry, so I'm using the Tombow Mono Dots permanent adhesive. I've said before, I've tried the removable, but I don't move things around and the removable just doesn't stick well enough for me. I have not had too many problems with the permanent, but I know that once I stick it, it is staying there. And it's not a wet media, so my paper handles it well and just perfectly works for me. I think I go through about 3 refills a week. If I'm lucky, sometimes more. So I've got my ephemera pieces and I'm just playing with them, seeing what's gonna work. When I go into the page, I have a picture and some supplies that I want to use and an idea of what I want it to look like, but I really don't know. It's a little scary going in I think it's going to maybe turn out, maybe it's not going to turn out, maybe it's going to be garbage, but it always seems to turn out pretty well in the end. So I just keep editing and playing with it and figuring out what I like. I like these little tags, little summer pass, pool pass cards. They're fun. We have to have a pool pass to go to our pool, so. Let's get that picture glued in. And that piece of pool lockers ephemera, I keep trying to make it go in, but it just doesn't want to play along, so I think I end up leaving it out. Using my Sharpie pen to do a little bit of sketching around the edges. And moving on to the journaling side. I think this is always the hardest part for me, going through these stickers and trying to figure out what should I use. Some things are just too pretty to use and I want to save them, but I think I should have it tattooed on my forehead. Say, do not save things, just use them. It's what you bought them for. Also, in my color designing, I noticed there's a little tiny bit of yellow and I had some yellow in the back, so I want to pull that yellow up just a little bit, just for a little bit of unexpected color. So I pulled this little fun sticker up, and then I'll grab another piece of yellow after I glue the journaling card down. There's another piece of yellow, and I try to keep those little pops of color in a triangle shape. If you draw a line from one piece to the other, it makes a triangle, and that kind of pulls your eye around the page and keeps things interesting without being an overwhelming pop of color. I'm trying to get this sticker up to put something underneath it without ruining it. That was interesting. So I've got that down. I want to add a little bit something else up in that corner. So add another piece of this teal. Then I can start with my sketching around the edges. Again, with my doodly lines around the edges, kind of pulls everything together, frames it. More onto making that paper part of my journal, not just pieces of scrapbook paper I've glued in. I've got a little geotag paper clip. Those are pretty fun. I like those. And on to the journaling part, which I will fast forward through because you don't want to see me write. Get my date stamp and stamp the date on, and then that's about it. Go get your journal. Go document your life. I promise you won't regret it, and you'll have lots of fun. That's about it. Bye.